Okay, I've only watched a little bit of this video, but we're gonna watch the whole clip together. This is Angela Levin's breaking news commentary of the day. This smart intellectual commentary that we all clearly need in our lives. Hold on.
The other thing, the whole visit made you shiver because she turned up in a jacket which was, I think it was about £5,000.
Right.
You don't go showing off, and lots of Cartier jewellery. It's not really done, is it?
It's really
Plus she
notified.
asked for blue cushions to be provided and a new blue carpet because she likes that around her. That's
So
her
this
way of doing
is to meet kids at school, yeah?
This is the thing.
She wanted them to recarpet the school,
Yes.
what you understand?
No, to put a recarpet in the room that she's in with the cushions because that's what she liked. So
No,
this was
elementary
one
schools
of the
in America
most,
have money for that.
difficult schools in Harlem that had no money. And that's what she insisted in obviously a diva-like way, that they would actually do that for her because that's what she was doing, the privilege of hearing her book. I mean, the book was completely unsuitable for 7-year-olds anyway, because it's all about benches. I don't know any child who's interested in benches age 7. And it was badly written in English, actually. It wasn't good English.
She thinks benches is about benches. Kids are notoriously not into benches. It's unsuitable for them to learn about public spaces and where one might expect to reasonably sit. Angela Levin's take on other books. Roots. Why would anyone want to learn about trees? Catcher in the Rye? What is he doing in those fields? Pride and Prejudice is just an attempt for the woke media to push their agenda. Prejudice, I just have an opinion. Bluest eye, what about green eyes? What about brown eyes? Fahrenheit 451, why would you teach things in Fahrenheit? Most people use Celsius. Completely inappropriate. Stop now. Yes, they do. And part of the problem is that people will repeat a version of what Angela Levin has said ad nauseum. And there's blame on Levin, but there's also blame on the presenter. Before I get started, I do want to say something to the one user who told me that benches was in fact inappropriate, not because it's about benches, but because kids in Harlem have single-parent households. And so therefore, they shouldn't see touching moments between fathers and sons. Because famously, no one in Harlem has a father, or even a father-like figure, or could potentially understand that message and apply it to other people in their lives. No. To that person, I just have to say.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Yeah, that about says it all. Angela Levin is a royal commentator, a job that requires no actual skill or experience, like a Beachbody coach or President of the United States. Angela Levin did not start off as a royal commentator, but she pivoted in that direction when she realized that that was the most lucrative avenue for her, and she was a perfect fit because she has no qualms about repeating things that are outlandish and unfounded and untrue. This is the junk food journalism world that we live in. It's clear from the onset that Angela did not prepare for this interview at all. A quick Google search shows you that they had green cushions and green carpeting, famously not blue, that apparently Meghan loves to surround herself with. And it's because they had to do it outside, and they didn't want kids sitting on asphalt. Because this was a few years ago, and this is when there were still COVID restrictions in place. But it's not only that. The presenter does nothing to push back on anything that she says. He knew what they were going to be talking about on the show. It's literally there on the lower third. This was planned. And he didn't do any research on that little computer that's supposed to make him look smart. At the very least, you can refute the green versus blue thing. He tries to clarify when he says, so they recarpeted the entire school, to which Angela says, no, just the one classroom she would be in, which is also not true. But he just lets her talk. Because it doesn't matter if it's true. People are going to hear it, it's going to confirm their biases, and they will believe it. That's why I have a really hard time believing GB News when they say that that's not who they are. The Dan and Lawrence thing, that's not who they are. No, this is who you are. This is a great quote from the book United States of Distraction, in which the 20th century journalist George Seldes once said, quote, "Journalism's job is not impartial, balanced reporting. Journalism's job is to tell the people what is really going on," end quote. We have moved so far away from that because we are so concerned with appearing fair and balanced, when very rarely is a story fair and balanced. There's right and there's wrong. And if you can't correct a simple mistake, like they weren't blue, they were green cushions, nodding your head in agreement is not journalism. But also, let's talk about the bottom line, which is not journalism, it's capitalism. Also from United States of Distraction, quote, "Emphasis on infotainment and celebrities reflects news media's commercial goal of harvesting the attention of the largest possible audience for sale to advertisers. This goal has led to a serious and sustained dumbing down of news programming," end quote. Yeah, I think we saw a pretty good representation of that. And finally, the racism.
And that's what she insisted in obviously a diva-like way.
Why would it obviously be a diva-like way? It's because she's a black woman, and these are the kind of terms that they use. Diva. Angry. It's the whole know your place. Where do you get off making demands? And it wasn't a demand. The publisher provided the cushions and the carpet. They also donated all of these things. But do you think Angela Levin decided to mention any of that? And do you think the presenter, in an attempt to, appear fair and balanced, brings up any of this that could be useful information? No, because that's not the story they want to tell, because that is not what brings in eyeballs. This is the subtle, persistent racism that exists. But that kind of talk is acceptable. That is acceptable. That can continue. It's not journalism. It's not news. It's shameful. And unfortunately, people believe it.